Hi all, welcome back to Skies Above Britain. Possibly playing the campaign, but certainly playing Chapter 1, Patrol 1, and this is my part 3. So this is the following day. I'm keen to get going again. I'm liking things up to now. I know an awful lot's happened, but I'm liking it so far. Couple of things, I just watched back part 1 and have just released that just now. A few things I seem to talk about wrong, and maybe I might get some comments on that. I'm looking back and I'm realising I think one of the things I talk about is sequence of play grant. I think I mentioned that when we go to contact, this is a yes or no, and I say that's an optional thing. Well, it's not really, is it? It's that page 44. We just remind ourselves. The raid marker is not on the raid track, we skip this step. So if the raid marker is not on the raid track, that is a no when we go to Vector, and I'm not quite sure what Vector does, but it brings us back up to reveal again, I think. I'll look at more of them. And I think that was a good thing about that landing here, us being in coast, so that we were beside it and it made it feasible to do it. Quite lucky maybe to get the raid marker out in the first token there, but yeah, that's how it goes. There was a few other things, I never really took note of them because it wasn't anything I felt like I'd done wrong. However, I do feel like I blundered here a little bit looking at things when we were deciding if we wanted to spend this fuel and go tail high. Now the other option was flank low, and I'm guessing flank would it be my choice, support or starboard then? I assume it would. We would place it at the choice. Possibly this one, the fact that the sun's there, although we are low, maybe it's easy enough to get high from there and benefit from the sun. However, when I was looking, and I thought I was being smart by carefully looking through these, and I noticed when I go into the check for the escort interception, and we win this die roll, because it's a 5 or greater. Did we win that die roll? Yeah. No, we didn't. We rolled a 1 anyway. It was a Luftwaffe advantage. But this part doesn't matter. This is only to see, and I think I mentioned this in the previous part, it's only to decide if it's a Luftwaffe advantage card you're getting or a RAF advantage card. Now, I'm sure it is quite beneficial, that, but you're still going to have a dogfight no matter what. Whereas, if I had chose low flank, no, for the bomber side, yeah, that's what I'm looking at that, wondering what, over the other side, and if I chose low flank to switch to, for the 109s, you can see that trailing there, it would only be in a 3, and this is to go after the bombers. This would have been to intercept the bombers. And now I think we've got an 8 to roll to try and intercept the bombers, whereas that would have been so much better. So I think I'd done that wrong. I think I should have selected that instead. However, it's done now, and I'm sure a few of these things I'm not going to be sure about, like I say, again, because first time playing the game, you're not going to know what's best, really. And it's quite, like I think I've said already, I find this whole thing quite confusing. But I have to say that I'm starting to get the gist of it, even now. I'm starting to sort of understand what it's all meaning. And you can see some of these charts coming into it, and you need to look at these to decide. Right, and another thing I've just remembered was I never took advantage of the veteran pilot status. We've only had this one dogfight here. This broke off. I think I left a little question in there about should it be considered for the hat. I think that was right. I think it would have still been. Anyway, we never took advantage of the veteran privilege. So is this on a play rate card maybe? I get the feeling it's maybe not. But veteran privileges. Aye, as now, I'm not sure how. Well, this is a bit about pilots, so let's have a look at this. So here it talks about pilots here, and this is a veteran privilege pool. I'm guessing it might tell us, is it not just tell me here how often you can use this? That's what I was not sure about. A veteran pilot may use a veteran privilege during a patrol. Each veteran may do this once each oh, right, so it's not as hot as I thought then. I thought maybe you were allowed to do this every patrol. That means once you've used that, you're not going to use it again. But they are really good, that's the thing. So it makes sense that maybe I suppose I was thinking, can you use it every dogfight? But no, well, it says every patrol there. So for instance, their discipline cancels a low ammo result. Practice manoeuvre. Section ON, the manoeuvre must be slip. It replaces the results with a slip result. So if slip's not on the card, it automatically gets put on the card. So that's really good. Pull tight replaces a tight turn result. So that turns that into a tight turn as well. There's restrictions there. It says no pilot in this section may be green. The veteran need not be section leader. So, well, that one's not any good to us because we've put all our veterans with a green pilot. So we're not going to be able to carry out that one. So there's another little thing that you might not have set up. Putting your green pilots with your veteran pilots is making this not able to be used. That one doesn't restrict it though. Stay trim. If in a section cancel a green effect on a dogfight card or advantage card, this may not be used while on board. Oh well, there's a reason to have the green pilot with the veteran so that you can cancel a green result. You get these results that only target green pilots. So, follow my lead. Cancel an icon result on a dogfight card when tailed. Pilot must be independent or section leader and the manoeuvre must be evade. Cancel an icon result. So any icon result just gets removed, but you've got to have the evade manoeuvre ongoing with that. Pluck, add a +1 die to a die roll. May apply this to chase, intercept, support, suppress escort, or fate check. So it can be used in a fate check. Must be section leader, except for the fate check. If used for a fate check, it may modify both die rolls. If used for a fate check, it may modify both die rolls. Because with a fate check, you check for the initial fate and then you check to see what happens to the actual pilot. Yeah, okay. So, well, that's a +1. And my understanding of reading that is you could wait and it's not, well, maybe just double check that in the rule book before you start saying things. Can I wait and see the result before I add that +1? I seem to remember actually Tim saying that you could with that. I seem to remember he was talking about that. Says you may roll first and then decide to use the modifier. Yeah, so you can wait and see the die roll. Now the thing is, if you've rolled, I suppose, if you use it for the first die roll on a fate check, then you're kind of committed to use it for the second die roll anyway, aren't you? Well, it's going to, obviously, if you're one short doing the initial fate check to see what happens to the aircraft, then it's worthwhile using it. And then it'll also, it might not even matter to the second check because that's maybe you getting the result that you want. Anyway, I forgot about these. Although we managed to scrape through the dogfights pretty well, didn't we? 3 hits have been applied, and they were all low numbers: a 5, a 4, then a 3, which is nothing like I'd seen before in any practice stuff. It'd all been 9s and 10s and 11s sometimes. So that was pretty good. We did get this one that's come apart from this. I think I know how to deal. Well, I want to say, I want to feel like if we were to have a dogfight against these right now, it would be a separate fight I'd be drawing a card for that and then drawing a card for the 2, I think. I think that's right. Because these are separate now. They're not. This isn't part. It's been disjointed from the actual section. Yeah. Well, maybe look at a little more into that when it comes round. So we left things. I think there's a few other things on my mind, but can't remember exactly where we're at with that. So we left this. This has to resolve the Luftwaffe advantage as well. We are waiting to place fighters, and it says apply the advantage card. So let's flip this over now. There is a section of Hurricanes up against 109s. So let's see what we get for the Luftwaffe advantage card. So I think it's the same as the last one. So it's a Rota tailing us. And it says Hun in the Sun, clear or haze only. Well, we are haze. If escort station, it must be in the sun, add a Rota. Okay. I don't think that applies. I mean, see, it says if escort station. I mean, I think this is an escort station that we're trying to deal with here. Because that's the escort station there that we are trying to hopefully maybe suppress at the end of all this. That's the whole point of this. We're trying to intercept that and do something on this escort suppression table at the end of all this. So I think that if escort station, well, I suppose I'm a little confused there about if it's not an escort station, then what is it? What can it be? So I'm not sure of what the other thing is there. Let me see if I can maybe find out a bit more of that. Hang on. There it explains it there. So that's my wee lights from above there. If it's a bit glary, I could put them off. Oh, you know what? It's not a biggie. I'm just going to look at this bit here. It says this event text applies only if there is sun, which necessitates clear or haze visibility. If this card was drawn during the intercept phase, which it was, yeah, we're in the intercept phase, or help arrives, which is part of that escort card thing, I think, it only applies if the escort station is in the sun. And then it explains the alternative. It says, if drawn as a result of chase, Messerschmitt's ambush, or a channel patrol check, however, the condition of the interception map and its escort stations does not matter. The event text applies if there is sun anywhere on the map. Yeah. Okay. I was just slightly hesitated at the end of that. The event text applies if there is sun anywhere on the map. Okay, so I think the results of chase, Messerschmitt's ambush, or channel patrol, it might not matter. It might just be, is there sun in play? If the sun's in play, then they're going to apply. I think that's what that means by the event text applies if there's sun anywhere on the map. We're doing it through the intercept phase, however, so it is going to be an escort station. So Hun in the Sun, clear or haze only. If escort station, it must be in the sun, add a Rota. Well, there's the escort station there. It's trailing, so the sun would have to be. I assume the sun would have to be there then. Tail. Which isn't trailing, but I'm assuming so. The sun's there, so if it was in the port station, that would apply. And if the sun was there, it would be the starboard station. If the sun was there, it must matter to lead and ahead. And if, yeah, and I can only think that if it's in here, that applies to low, trailing, and high, I think. Or maybe high is attached to that one though. Not quite sure there. Anyway, it's not in the sun. It's not anywhere near this port one. So it would have to be here for this to apply. So that's not the case. So going back to that, so we're going to add one rota tailing us, and the event text isn't going to apply. That was another Woofer Advantage card. So a rota, a 109s, tailing us. And again, I'll just leave the fighters up here just now. It's a wee bit of a stretch for me, but it seems sensible just to do this just now while they're up there, I suppose. Okay, so, and again, I'm not going to keep going through these cards because then we do head-on combat. There's no head-on combat, right? Then we draw and we get tail maneuver. So we can, if we wish, we don't have to. And we can, because we're not got any hit markers on any of these, we can carry out a maneuver, which I think seems to make sense to do. So which one do we go for? Bearing in mind, we do have a veteran in this leader as well, so I don't know, the fact I can only use that once per patrol. Now where were they? They were on that other. So right, roll of dice. Regarding the manoeuvres here, we could go for a slip. No, we can't do the slip one because no pilot in the section is green, and we do have a green pilot in the section. So if anyone, we might want to do the turn, or we could just do evade again and draw 2 cards, pick the best one. Actually, I don't think we've done that yet, have we? I think we've done the turn and done the slip. What's it to be, Grant? I think I'll go for the turn one again, just because I've realised I've got that veteran ability in. So we're going to do a turn and manoeuvre. So, and then next card's going to resolve the tailed combat. So we're going to draw a tailed hurricane card, and we're looking for the little turn symbol. We're a section against 109s. We're a section against 109s. We do have the turn, so that's good. Or if we hadn't had the turn, you can see we would get 2 hits and a loose result. Yeah, this is much better. I mean, it's still a hit. So because we played the turn, we only use the icons that are under the turn marker. We ignore everything else. And as a section, it is 109s, we are tailed. Yes. So it's going to be a vanish result and a hit result. So let us deal with the well, no, he did say we're going to do them. Well, actually the order's vanish and then hit. So vanish is he's going away. And I can get rid of the turn now. It did work. So then we need a hit, but we need to know what aircraft's being hit. So rolled a 3. So a 3 is number 3 on the left. And I'm not sure if I think if I was thinking how they should be set up, I would have had leader 2 and 3, but it shows you in the book as setting them up 2 that side and 3 on that side. I don't think it makes any difference, does it? They're not. One's not better than the other. Oh, well, it is depending on what pilots are in the aircraft, I suppose. And 3, that happens to be the green pilot, isn't it? So yeah, he's the one receiving the hat. So we'll draw a hat marker. Well, I've been pretty lucky with these up to now, so might not continue. Right, 7. It's jumped up a little bit, but that's still makeable. So it's got a 7 damage to the cockpit. That was a tailed card. That goes away. So that's done the tailed combat. Yeah, I think that's the last time I'm going to be putting these cards out, really. I know you've not seen them for that long, but it's just too awkward for me to place them up here. It'd be alright if I was down here, down a bit further. Anyway, there's nothing tailing to do, hit checks to do, so we've got to roll and equal or beat a 7, or this guy's in trouble. Here we go. Ah, I've bounced back off that 10. So that's, unfortunately, that's him gone now. So what happens to the pilot marker? So this comes off, and we've got to note what fate box it's going in. It's going in the cockpit fate box. So just jump up here. There's all the fate boxes up top. So Hurricane 3. What was it? Cockpit. It's up here, top right. So, and then come the time when we have to check for his fate, which I think is at the end of the patrol, we roll to see what happens when we're under Hurricane there. Zoom in a little bit at angle. So we've got Hurricane there, this side, and we kind of get a hangar result, crashes or a fire, and then crashes and fire takes us down to another to see what happens to the pilot. If he bails out, goes to the hospital, or unfortunately killed in action. So that just sits there for now, but that's him out of the game, like. So now, could I have done anything there veteran wise to save that guy? I don't think so. It wasn't a green result, even if he was a green pilot. That needed to be the evade. Cancel all ammo result. Yeah, no. We could have added +1 to that die roll, I think. But that would have given him a 5 and he needed a 7. So yeah, nothing we could do there. I'm not awfully sure what happens to his pilot marker there as well. I'll leave it lying there for now. Obviously he's not part of it anymore, so my guess is it maybe comes away and he's going to have to get marked down. I mean, on the pilot roster right now, I don't know his fate as of yet, so I can't really write anything in here. I think we need to wait to the end of patrol to find out what happens to him. Then we can write in there if he's, if his plane crashes. Well, it's more about the pilot. If he's killed in action, that's him gone. And then next patrol, we need to use one of the other guys as a replacement. So, okay. Right, and then that was that. There's nothing to resume. No fighters engaged. Return to the main deck and resume whichever sequence, interception or raid vector the patrol was in. So we were in the interception sequence. Yeah, and we were carrying out the escort order. So we come back to here. So we've done this. If the attempt to intercept escort fails, draw a Luftwaffe advantage card for each section that failed and go to card D1 dogfight cycle. So we've done that for the red section and the yellow section. So what is the next card? If the targeted escort station marker is light 110s or heavy 110s, it's not. Consult the intercept escorts table as in 13A. But if the attempt to intercept the escort fails, draw a Luftwaffe advantage card for each section that failed. Yeah, well, we've just done that, have we not? I think this is to do with the 110s, is it? If the targeted escort station marker is light 110s or heavy 110s, consult the intercept escort table as in 13A. Yeah, okay, we did that because these were 109s. Right, this is 13B because it must be because if we've got 110s instead. So I think I probably know that card. So not telling me to skip on by that one then. Doesn't really, does it? I think this is all to do with 110s. If defensive circle is formed, roll equal to or higher. So it's to do with that defensive circle. Right, I don't think that card applies to us then. Well, let's look at the next one. 14 is defensive circle, which doesn't apply. Did I miss a bit that told me to skip on? I don't think I did. Maybe there should be a little bit on 13A there to say move to 15. Is it there maybe? Don't think so. Of course, could it be that you could have 109s and 110s? Possibly, yeah. So maybe that's why you can't skip by that. well, could maybe say if there was only 109s, maybe skip. I think we ignore the 3 cards that I just drew before that. Right, so now we're on escort suppression. After completing the dogfight cycle to intercept escort, roll a die and consult the escort suppression table for each escort station marker targeted. Yeah, see, because there could be a 110 one and a 109 one, couldn't there? So there could be both. Right, so this is the table. Well, it's the same. They've got the table on the card there, so it's the same as that. So I'll just keep looking at the card, actually. We'll just do the die roll from that. So we were any type, 109s, 110s, so we're this. The station size is heavy, so we're looking along the top row rather than the middle row there. And it was, right, it's written it down as section. Well, I suppose, yeah, 2 to 3 aircraft are a section. 4 to 7 aircraft are 2 sections, right, and 3 plus sections. Okay, it's just slightly different what it's got on the chart there. So it's this one we're doing because it was 2 sections. Now there would be. It doesn't mention the modifier there, does it? It doesn't mention the modifier. That'll be the next card coming up. Well, it doesn't. It definitely shows it on the. That feels like it's maybe a bit of an omission to the card then. Now, I've been meaning to print out, there is some errata for the game. And there was one tiny bit of errata regarding the cards. I wonder if that could have been it. Give me a second. No, it's not. A little bit of errata for that isn't that. So, again though, these sequence of play cards aren't meant to contain every rule and whatever. I'm just reading it through there in case I've missed it. I don't think so. I don't think it's got it on that card. Maybe it could have been. You can see it's written down there. Modifier +1 if a German fighter was destroyed. And it's just not on the card. And there's probably a wee bit of text that could have been put in there, but I mean, it looks like it's a copy of that. Well, not really. Remember saying these are slightly different, written slightly different. Anyway, we didn't shoot down the German fighter. We had 6 aircraft, which was 2 sections, which is this column. We are 109s, heavy. So there are numbers. We didn't shoot a German fighter down. Let's say they both vanished, I think. But something to keep an eye on there, because I left things overnight in between parts there when I done the red one and then I done the yellow one. But I do recall, at least I'm pretty sure we did not shoot one down. I want to say if anything we got to reduce. So it's a 9 to to reduce the station, a 5 to suppress it. So it's the 5 that we really want. But then the 9 would be icing on the cake. Here we go. Oh no. Right, well, I don't know if that's a bad place to roll a 1 or not. I've rolled 2 1s already. So nothing happens there. Well, possibly bad things are now going to happen. So apply any suppression and or reduction results to targeted station. Reduction equal to or higher than the red number. Flip escort station marker to its light side. If already light, eliminate it. Suppression equal to or higher than the blue number. Marker escort station suppressed. So none of these things happened. So I want to say that nothing happens. We just move on and it's left as it is. Yeah, it tells you there about the purposes of suppression. I mean, it doesn't really say anything. If you don't beat these rolls, it just gets left. Yeah, if the number rolled is less than the number, there is no suppression effect. Okay, so that was bad. Okay, so escort suppression, that's that dealt with. So just having a glance at our sequence of play here again. We were on an intercept. We done our escort. We failed. We drew Luftwaffe advantage cards. It then took us to a dogfight cycle. We then drew. No, we failed and drew Luftwaffe advantage cards. Done the 2 dogfights. Yeah. And then we come back here. Escort suppression ? We've done the check. It failed. So next we would check if we've got any missions, any orders for bombers, and then we're going to check for that. Well, we do. The other half of our formation or our squadron is marked for bombers, right? So I guess that's going to be the next card that we draw. Bombers order, right. Right, resolve each formation's bombers order by rolling die and consulting the intercept bombers table. Yeah, this is where I'm going to see that this is where I made my blunder, I think. If the attempt succeeds, if there is escort and the attempt to intercept bombers fails, move the RAF fighters to the lost contact area. I think. Oh well, no, these ones aren't in the lost contact area yet, are they? Yeah, because if they succeed, they're going to just move into the bomber formation area, and we're going to start doing a bomber cycle. This is one of the biggest bits to get right, and that's why I should have chose to come in from the flank low. It's not that one. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that one. Yeah, this. Intercept bombers. Yeah, here we are. And like I say, if we had been sitting low flank right now, high, trailing 109s, we would have needed, it'd be low flank, sorry. We would have needed a 3 or better to intercept. However, we stayed at the tail and we moved up to high. Now, it's got these 2, this is as if these are advantage cards, I think that's what these mean. We aren't going to spend the fuel for this, which is a good thing, I suppose. Now, hang on, if we had suppressed, so there you go, if we had suppressed, I think we would have been looking at this number and there'd be no escort. Yeah, what was that bit I was just reading about? What's the benefits? Effects of suppression for the purpose of bomber interception, step B of the intercept phase, which is what we're doing right now. The suppressed escort station marker is ignored. This is also true during the entropy phase. In other words, the escort station is considered to be empty. These effects are temporary. You will remove the suppression marker. Yeah, so that would mean that there wouldn't be an escort station to look at. So we would look at no escort here, and it would only need a 4 or greater. Well, there's the little 2 red card, but when our return fire marker is revealed to be a hat, draw a second hat marker. Oh yeah, this is the downside to attacking from the rear, isn't it? This applies only to the first bomber round. Okay, it's just reminding you there that's what's going to happen when you're attacking from the tail or the trailing. Whereas if you're attacking from the nose, you don't get that result, and from flank, you don't get that result. You do get something at low nose, though. That's to do with disruption, I think. Okay, right. Well, you can see if our escort thing had worked, then that would have been good. We would have been rolling on a 4, and then everything would have been perfect. But well, we didn't. So we are high, tail, 109s, and there's escort stations and trailing. So we need an 8 or greater for this to work. So we might get lucky and be able to pull this off. Now, just remember if no, I don't think I can modify this die roll. So no, I tell a lie. Look down the bottom. I can spend the fuel to re-roll. And it looks like if we were in the sun, we'd be able to re-roll as well. Anyway, we'll see what we get. We need an 8. Ugh. An 8's a tough one to get, though, isn't it? So this is green and blue. I think we should probably give this a shot. So I'm going to spend the fuel for them and try and re-roll this. I think. So green and blue. Yeah. Well, I should probably keep them two together, shouldn't we? Doesn't really matter. Right. So I'm going to spend one extra fuel and try that again. Right, and 8. Come on. So wasted the fuel as well. Damn. Okay, not good. So we failed. Now we're going to feel the wrath again of the fighters again, I think. If the attempt to intercept bomber succeeds, well, it didn't. If there is escort, which there is, because we didn't suppress it, and the attempt to intercept bombers fails, move the RAF fighters to the lost contact area, then draw a Luftwaffe advantage card for each section. Right, so they're going to dogfight as well. So we've got to basically flip these over. These are going lost contact as well. So everything's lost contact. And we're going to do a dogfight on green and blue this time. I'm not going to bring the dogfight cards up there now. Because it's a reasonably simple procedure. The best thing to do is watch some of the videos, if you'd like to see it done. I want to say some of the guy, who's the other guy? I think Dave has got a play shoot out there. I think he was using the cards. He was using the sequence of play cards. Tim wasn't. So, but Tim definitely done the cycle. I want to say Dave, he might have done the cycle as well. Maybe he didn't. The dogfight cycle scenarios. But watch the videos if you want to see how these work completely. I mean, I'm going to talk it through here, right? And I can easily bring the card up here. It's just I don't want to lay them out there. Right, so first as place fighters, apply the advantage event. Right, so we're going to draw an advantage card for green. And then we're going to have one for blue as well. But we need to deal with one first. We can choose which one here. I don't think we can choose to do blue first if we wanted to, but I'll just do green first. So we're doing green, and we get, right, this is a swarm now because it's got 4 aircraft. If the German fighters are 110s, well, they're not. This is heavy 109s. A veteran may replace this card by an RAF advantage card. So if they're 110s, we do have a veteran in this section. So we could have replaced this, like just ignored this, I think, and drawn an RAF advantage card. However, it's not. So we're getting tailed by a swarm. So the swarm is the bigger ones, bigger counters, 109s. Here we are. Right, so we're getting 4 of them on us, whereas we had 2 previously. Okay, so that's that. So now we're going to check for head-on combat. There's none of that. We're going to do a tail maneuver. Well, yeah, we're going to do something. Again, we've got a veteran in this, so should we maybe try the turn again so that we can maybe use it? We've got a green pilot in this, so we can't use the other one. Or evade, follow my lead, cancel an icon result in a dogfight card when tailed, pilot must be independent. Or section leader, well yes, section leader, maneuver must be evade. Really, and in this fight, in the last fight when we had red and yellow, it was beneficial to maybe try and take a German fighter out to get that +1 modifier. I think in this state, we're just trying to survive our way through this. So it might be better picking the evade. Let's do an evade. So I don't really need to put these out, but well, I have done. So an evade, where is it? Hang on. Let's just do a wee reminder of evade. We draw 2 tailed dogfight cards instead of 1, and we select one of them. So we pick the best out of the 2. And then if we're still tailed, we get to reduce the Luftwaffe fighter marker at the end of the fight. Then, if a section, one RAF fighter may become independent, lose the Luftwaffe fighter marker may follow it. So what we could do is break one of our aircraft off, and then the rest of the Luftwaffe fighter is going to be just attacking it rather than attacking the whole three, you know. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to draw two tailed cards, tailed hurricane, right? And we're looking at a section against 109s, right? Just glancing there to see if the turn would have worked. Turn wouldn't have worked. Slip would have worked. Anyway, yeah, that's right. We're a section against 109. So the result to that one is we take a hit, we spend the fuel, and they get reduced. And remember, there'll also be another reduce as well because we're playing the evade maneuver. So that's the first option. And the second option, well, yeah, sorry, I'm getting a bit glare there. I'm not quite sure what way to point these. The second option is going to be 2 hits and it's going to vanish. That's pretty tough, isn't it? I mean, spending more fuel. I could avoid spending the fuel. What was the other benefit gain after the evade if he's still tailing us? Well, I'll use the vanish one, he's not going to be tailing us. If I use the other one, he is. I think I'm tempted to go with this one and take the 2 hits. Just to get the vanish and get that out of the way. If I don't, it's going to reduce. It'll reduce twice if I use the other one, because with that reduction and then the reduction on the evade takes it down to 2, and then we could have it just going after. But we're still taking 1 hit, and we're losing another fuel point. I'm going to go for the 2 hits. I'm going to go for that one. I may be wrong. So going to go for that. So it was 2 hits and a vanish, wasn't it? Right, where is it? 2 hits and a vanish. That's right. Section against 109s. 2 hits and a vanish. So what I'll do is I'll just vanish him. Now I know that's out of the way. I said I was going to do it, but it's just sometimes it's going to become easier just to do that. We can take that away. We're going to do 2 hits. Now these hits can randomly appear on both fighters. On the same fighter. So we'll just roll. I'll roll twice here. So the first one is going to be a 2. So that's going to be green 3. And then the second one is going to be an 11, which is going to be green 2. So one on green 3, one on green 2. That's where the hits are going to go. I'm going to draw the first one for green 3. He is our green pilot. That's a 7 to the wing. And then green 2 is a 5 to the wing. So not bad. I'm still not getting the higher ones that I was getting when I was practicing, I'll tell you. Okay. So that was our tail maneuver. There's no tail combat. There's no tailing combat. Now we need to do our hit checks. So for green 3, we need a 7 or better. And for green 2, we need a 5 or better. So I'll just do them both. So for green 3, a 7 or better. No, he's gone. And then a 5 or better. Oh, just a 5. Bit of a thumpy one, but I'm taking it. So he's okay. That just becomes a trivial hit, disappears. This one, however, and it's to the wing. So he's going to the wing fate box. So swing around there. He was one of our green pilots. So he goes in that fate box there. And we'll see. Well, maybe I didn't show you that. It's that one way along there. And we'll see what happens to him come the time. Right, then we would resume. However, there's no more to resume here. We're going to move on to this one. we're going to place the fighters. We're going to draw this card. We're going to have a look. So we're tailed by a swarm again. Stay on them in German. Yeah, it's exactly the same card, isn't it? Yeah, they're not 110s, and we don't have a veteran in this section either. These are all regulars. So tailed by a swarm. Swarm of 109s again. Okay. Head-on combat, there's none. Tailed manoeuvre, so here we are again. Well, don't have a veteran this time to consider messing about with anything. So, I don't know. Slip maybe. The slip icon appears, succeeds, and all other results are ignored. No, let's try a turn again, I think. So we're going to try a turn. Right, so now I'm going to draw a tailed combat card. And we're looking for the turn symbol. We're a section against 109s. Yes, got it. Although, well, yeah, it would have been pretty bad. Although no green pilots. That one's not a green hit, it's just a green loose, I think. He would have vanished, we would have took 2 hits. However, we've done the turn, so it's only the icon that's within that turn symbol. So we're going to take 1 hit there. However, yeah, we're getting him in front of us as well. So we take 1 hit. Right, I'm just going to randomise which one it's going to be off camera. Right, for our hat, I've rolled a 4, so it's going to be blue 3. I'm going to draw a hit marker for him. Oops. There's another 5, so pretty decent. Right, and I can take, well, I'm going to take that turn marker away, but there is still a bit to do. Just reading down here, tight turn. If the tight turn icon appears as a result on the dogfight card, you will move the Luftwaffe fighter marker so that it is head on. Right, so that goes up there now. So that is head on, and then ignore all other results except the one inside the tight turn icon, if any. So we ignore all the results apart from that one. And we've done that one, we took it out. Good. Good stuff. Right. So now he's it's a head on with this guy. We do have a hit marker though to resolve. So next step would be tailing combat. Well, we're not tailing him, it's head on, so we ignore that. We now move on to the hit checks. So we've got 5 or better to beat. I'm kind of hoping we get away with this one because we're losing planes, aircraft. Yes, 7. Pilots, well, hopefully not pilots. So that was good. So that was just a trivial engine hit. We've managed to repair it or get away with the other engine or something. So then move on, resume, right? So we're going to resume because section of independent RAF fighters still engaged with any German fighters. They would be marked lost contact, but they're all lost contact now anyway. So we go back to card D1. Well, not D1 because the fighters are already placed. And then D2 is, I don't think we've done that, so D2 is head-on combat. So we resolve head-on combat, but I think we did do it once. So we're going to draw this time from the head-on and tailing pile. That's when we're going to look at the head-on one. We can't do manoeuvres with this, so you can only do manoeuvres when you're tailed. So we're head-on, so it's this section. We're a section against 109s. So, oh god, none of these seem to be very good. So we've got a hit, a vanish, and a reinforcements. The reinforcements you can see is 109s. You can see that one down there. It's got the extra propellers with it. Is it extra engines or whatever they are? Yeah, I know. I'm no expert in any of this. I'm not even any good at any of this. But anyway, they're 110s and they're 109s. So there's an example. And the way they're pointing matters, so that means that's going to be tailing us. So we're going to have a hit, then a vanish, then a reinforcement. So we'll do the hit. So again, I'm going to randomly select one of the blue flight aircraft. I've rolled an 8, so it's going to be blue leader this time. It's going to take the hit. Keep it going. Oh, I thought it was a 9, but it's not. It's a 6. 6 to the wing, so still got a chance of that one. No, I suppose. Yeah. Got a chance to any of them. Depends on your die roll, isn't it? But it's middle of the road, isn't it? It's a D12, so we're halfway. And then there's a vanish result. So this goes away. And then the reinforcement bit, I'll just glance at that. It says reinforcements, place a new rota to engage the RAF fighter or section, and depending on what way it's facing, it could be tailing, it could be head on to you, or it could be tail, it could be behind you. And it, like I say, that says it's tailed, and they're 109s, and there's an example of the 110s. So we're going to get a rota and 109s. Now, tailing us. Come on. There. So Rota 109's tailing us now. Yeah. Oh, that's going to happen before the hit check as well, so we're not going to be able to manoeuvre this time. Because the sequence is, the next part of the sequence is tailed manoeuvre. But if an RAF fighter has a hit marker attached, it and any or its section may not select a manoeuvre. So we cannot manoeuvre this time. So we're just going to have to go for this and hope for the best. So this is now a tailed card. A section against 109s. A section against 109s. So we're going to get more reinforcements and another hit. The slip bit doesn't matter. That just would apply if we played the slip manoeuvre, but we weren't allowed to manoeuvre at all. Now we've no veterans here. We can't do anything about changing any of this. So a hit again. So again, I'm going to randomise who's getting the hit. I've rolled a 6. That's right. That's the leader again, but you can still stack up more hit markers. This means it's going to be harder for him to survive now, because he's going to have to roll on each one. And that one's now an 8. So he's got an 8 and a 6 on him. And then we get reinforcements, and this time they're going to be head on. You can see they're facing us. So it's a Rota 109s. Rota 109s. Now head on as well. So we're up against it now. So then there'd be tailing combat. We're not tailing, we've got head on and a tail there. So we're going to have to cycle through that again. So now we do our hit checks. So he's got an 8 and a 5, right? And we've got to resolve these. Now, I did wonder about this. Is there a better... I'll bring these down here and we'll have a look. Is there a better fate box to go in when you're looking at more than one? Because if I choose to resolve... Sorry. If I choose to resolve the 8 first, it's going to be a fuselage fate box. Again, my knowledge of the game isn't really, is that I can see that I need a 7 to 12 to stay in the hangar with a fuselage one. With a wing fate box, I need an 8 to 12. So it seems slightly harder, so maybe the fuselage one's better. And because I can roll these in any order I want. So if I roll this and I roll less than a 6, we then go to the fate wing box, and then this just gets discarded. So like I've said, I think if I'm going to go to any fate box, I think it's slightly better going to the fuselage one. Just glancing up there at the numbers, that's all. I could have that wrong. So I'll do it that way. Whether it makes an awful lot of difference or not, I don't know. So we've got to beat an 8 or greater for to avoid the first fate. Right, and we failed there right away. So I think that was maybe the right way of doing it. So we go to the fuselage fate box, and then this just becomes a trivial hit. You can only go to the one fate box, you know. Oh god, which one? Oh, it was a leader, yeah. It was a leader. So the leader's away to the fuselage fate box. So that's 3 that are up there now. And we're still not finished. So we've got 2 left in our section now. And we've got head-on combat and tailed combat. So the problem here is if we take a hit on the head-on, then again we can't manoeuvre. So, and the head-on comes first. So the head-on comes first. We are still a section against 109s, head-on. Head-on section against 109s. This is the first low ammo we've seen. So we've got a vanish, a hit, and a low ammo. So he's going to vanish. We're taking a hit on, and now this is odd and even now. So it's a 12 I rolled. You can see if there's only the 2, you look at that being even and that being odd. I rolled 12, so it's going to be 3, blue 3, that takes the hit. Make it a good one, please. Oh, it's a 9 this time. Thought that one was a 6, but that one is a 9. Oh dear. And then what else was there? Low ammo. Now that's, we need to randomise that as well. Yeah, that's right, yeah. So we're going to randomise who gets the low ammo. I've rolled a 1, which is odd, so it's going to be the other one. And he's going to be a low ammo. Okay, and that was the head on, so we aren't going to be able to manoeuvre again. That was everything, yeah? Yeah, vanish, hit, and low ammo. And if you're low ammo and you get a low ammo result, you flip that over and it becomes no ammo. Right, so that was head on. Tailed manoeuvre we cannot do because we're hit. So we do tailed combat. Still against the section. 109s. Oh, Jesus. We're getting slaughtered here. 2 hits, a fuel, and a reduction. Bye. Right, the first hit is going to randomise into an 11, which is odd, so that's going to go on blue 2, the one on the right. We've got a 4 for the wing, so not too bad, that one. And then randomised for the second hit is a 9, which is odd as well, so that's going to him as well. Then we get a 7, so that was good. Right, so that was our 2 hits. Then we spend the fuel, so this is just blue. So blue is going to spend 1 fuel. Right, and then finally there's a reduction to the Luftwaffe, so it goes from being a Rota to just a single fighter now. Yeah, we weren't able to manoeuvre again, were we? So we can't. That was that. So then tailing combat, there's no tailing. So now we do our hit checks again. So we need a 9 for the blue 3 or better. Come on. Oh dear. Right, so he's gone. I feel like we're doing very well here. So yeah, so that goes away and he goes to the wing fate box. Joins this green one here. And then this guy, well, he's got a 7 for the fuselage and a 4 for the wing. Yeah, I think we had this the last time, and actually the fuselage is slightly better think it's slightly better. So we'll roll on the 7 first. So 7 are better. Oh, just, yeah. So that takes that away, but now we've got to roll on the wing one. So we need the 4 are better. 12. Good. We're still in the game. I hope you've seen that. It was a 12. So both of them ended up being trivial. So he's still in the game. He's at low ammo. He's still being tailed by that single fighter though. However, he will be able to manoeuvre this time. So that's done our hit checks. We're going to resume back to the beginning. We're going to check for tailed. There's no head-on combat. We're going to check for tailed manoeuvre. Well, this time we're better just doing evade, aren't we? Because then the reduction is just going to remove them. Yeah, so I'm going to hammer. Well, it means I get to pick the best at the yeah. I'm going to do evade. So I'm going to draw 2 tailed cards, and this time we are not a section anymore. We're just a single fighter. So that's slightly different. So we're looking at this row rather than this row. So we're looking at that row and there. So that would be 1 hit, and that would be 1 hit in our reduction. So we're clearly going to take this card because we're going to get the reduction from playing the evade anyway. So we do need to still have 1 hit on him. So our hit is a 5. He's hopeful. He's hopeful of surviving. And then at the end of the evade, if still tailed, we reduce the Luftwaffe fighter, so that reduces to nothing, goes away. We then move on. There's no tail combat. There's no tail in combat. We do our hit checks. We need to be a 5. Or better. Come on. Don't get this far and then lose it. Yes, Sullivan. Okay, so we managed to keep him in play just. So that goes away as trivial, and that's that. I suppose he doesn't need to be up there now, but I'm as well leaving them up there just now. What I don't know. What I was thinking I might be better doing is switching. While we're not in the bomber formation area, wouldn't it be better to have that here and then up there? I don't know. I dare say I'm going to be down here eventually anyway. Well, here's hoping. Right, that was our hit checks done. Resume. There's nothing more to resume with. So that's our dogfight cycle all complete. So we move back to where we were, which was in our bomber's order step. Let me flip this over. So we failed at that, and we've done the dog fights. So then you would check for any cruise orders, I think. That should be the next card. Cruise orders. We didn't have any cruise orders. So then we move on to... Well, actually, no, we don't. So this would be the next step, and it highlights there that this is then going into the entropy phase. Yeah, 3 entropy phase. If none of your RAF fighters are in the bomber formation area, skip entropy phase and go to card 20. Well, there's none of our bombers in. There's none of our fighters in that area. So we're going to skip that and go to card 20, but I think I'm going to just stop there. So that didn't apply. And then now we're going to chase and try and get back in. Because we're all out of contact, lost contact. So I think we all need to try and do something. And just a quick reminder there, following the formation, we were in the bombers, stayed there, done that, there was no cruise. Entropy, there's no bombers in the formation area, so we ignore that step, and then we're now on the chase step, and there's some options here. We could return to base, we could reform, which is putting our sections back together again, I think. And we can try and chase to get into the bomber formation area. That's what we need to do, probably. But probably going to try the chase, I think. There's one possible reform, I suppose. we could try and reform this back into that, but it might just be better trying to get these all just to chase. But I think the chase isn't so easy. It's quite a tough ask, quite a tough die roll if I remember rightly. Okay, why is that hit marker line there? I don't know, I must have just forgot to put it back. Hope I didn't blunder there. Don't think so. Right, okay, well, I'm certainly still enjoying this. It's good, okay, I'm just taking things slow, hopefully getting things right. And yeah, now I've got that bombers, or actually, hold on. This shouldn't be here anymore, should it? So that should come away, because that should be, well, it's all lost contact. So yeah, I want to say that order should be away. Where does that go? There. And I want to say this should be down here. Now, is this still at high altitude? Is this still considered to be at high altitude down here? Well, can leave that in the video. I don't see why not. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say that they've dropped their altitude. I mean, they're lost contact. They're just in a they're just not up here following the bomber. You know, they're not moving into the bomber formation area. They're sort of out of sorts. They've been delayed by fighters coming and attacking them, and they've had to deal with them, and now they've got to try and catch up. That's why they've got to chase, and maybe they've got to reform because they've been split up a bit and whatever. But I still think these are going to be at high altitude. So anyway, somebody can let me know. If not, yeah, and everything's lost contact. So okay, I'll be back a bit later. I'm hoping to get another, at least part of this in. I'm really quite itching to get going, and I want to get at some of the bombers, so hopefully we can chase something up there to start getting at these Stukas, because once this moves along, then they start dropping bombs and whatever, then we've missed our chance. Right, okay, I'll be back later. Cheers.